You're recording now? My name is Rick MaGee. I live in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm the administrative pastor at Highland Heights Baptist Church. I found KOZ by getting this email from this guy from Texas. I was going to be a speaker in a breakout session for a large conference called Wildfire. And this guy, TJ, emails me and says, hey, let's grab breakfast together. And we worked it out, and I came running into where he was for breakfast, and I only had about 30 minutes to give him. I had a lot going on. And so we sat and talked, and he started talking about his life and his reach into some boys' lives, and how that created a stir in his heart for a ministry that would reach into boys' lives. And he struck a chord with my heart, because I was one of those boys that needed a man reaching into his life. And when I was growing up, and was disappointed by the lack of that. So about 2 hours later, I think, we finally said our goodbyes, but I walked out of that place knowing this was something we could not do. One of the I think the strengths of this ministry is its effectiveness through simplicity. The reality is these boys just want to spend time with you, and we way overstructured our first meeting. We planned almost every hour, every half hour of the morning, and what we found out since then is they love the randomness of enjoying time with us and enjoying time in the outdoors. To get started, you just need a few volunteers, and you need to pick your day, and TJ does a great job of giving you options and adventures for each month, so you're not having to dream it up yourself. It's just a powerful, effective, simple program. So we didn't have to do a lot to get started, we just had to get started. Let me tell you a story or two about some lives being changed. Like many churches, if we're reaching to the community, it doesn't take long to find, even among your own pews, boys who are hurting, men who've abandoned the home, and a vacuum for leadership from a man for a boy. One story that comes to mind is, from a man's side, is we had a guy that kind of sat on the fence about, he's a regular church attender, attends Sunday school, but just probably trying to figure out where his service to the kingdom would really be. He came to our October archery KOZ, and he just kind of gravitated to this one kid and helped him learn to shoot a bow, and it's kind of stuck with him. And this guy was a great archer himself, was an avid bow hunter. And the next month, with the November session, the November meeting, landed for us on the opening day of deer season. And this guy's an outdoorsman, and I don't know, but I'm guessing he's never missed an opening day of deer season. And he was right there with us, helping us with our KOZ that morning. And I asked him, I said, have you ever missed a deer hunting opening day of deer season? And he said, oh, this is way more important. One boy that comes to mind just got saved recently at a KOZ meeting. I spent some time with him recently, and his dad, they're divorced. His dad never sees him, never asks about him, never checks in on him. And I said, so how's your relationship with your stepdad? And you could tell there was pain in that answer as well. He never talks to me. He's busy, he works all the time. And he has not missed a meeting since he started. He loves this, and he asked about one of our men who invested in him and led him to Christ. He asked about him every time I see him, how's Mr. Tracy? And is Mr. Tracy going to be here? And so there's a connection with a young boy, with a man that will make a difference. That I remember at that age, 7th grader, that I would have just longed for. Someone should support KOZ because it may be the bullet or the arrow that passes through the fray of church life and society and you know, every Boy Scouts and all these efforts to help boys have got so many judgments on them right now as to, is this a positive thing or a negative thing? Is it? But KOZ is just simply a God thing that very clearly puts boys in an environment to succeed and overcome the challenges and struggles of this day. And I can visualize, I could see 1,000, 10,000 churches with this type of ministry. It's just that straightforward and that simple. And to make that happen is going to take resources. It's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take people and time and effort. And so for that to happen, and if that were to happen, think of the men that would be engaged in ministry. Think of the boys' lives that would be changed. Instead of having no moral compass, having no leadership compass as they pass through their teenage years, they've got somebody they can pick the phone up when a tough decision, because it's a guy that spent every month with them for their entire teen life. Instead of, I'm convinced we'll be saving literally boys from prison, we'll be saving boys from themselves, from the flesh and the things of this world. And that's because that's what it's all about. It's saving the boys. My name is Rick MaGee, and I am KOZ.